All right, good afternoon, everybody. Scott Schlemmer here. I am going to be your host this afternoon, or this morning, or this evening, depending on where you're calling in from around the world. I'm going to be your host today for today's Visionary Business Overview. We're going to talk about a niche today that I believe is just scratching the surface of its potential. A niche that, or an industry that I think 90% of the world has no idea what it is or has very little education on it. 10% has heard of it, and just a fraction of us are actually taking advantage of this opportunity in this $80 trillion market. I'm going to share with you a growing economic crisis that, most of us, quite frankly, we're all aware with, we're all dealing with, and I'm going to share a solution to take control of that crisis, to take it out of the government's hands and put it back into yours. And then I'm going to share with you what makes Visionary and Capricoin different in one powerful word. That's right. I'm going to sum this all up in one powerful word. So, first of all, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I want to thank you for jumping on the call today. I see we've still got some people that are starting to come into the call. So, but we're going to get started. I want to be very respectful of everybody's time. I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as I possibly can. But I also want to make sure that everybody gets the information because there's going to be a lot to take in here. So, excuse me, bear with me. I am actually battling a little bit of a cold, so there may be some pauses here and there to get a drink to keep my throat moist. So I've got a little bit of a cold going on, so bear with me. So we're going to get started. As most of you know, I like to start my webinars. Most of you that know me, I should say, I like to start my webinars with a quote that has something to do with what we're going to talk about today. Maybe directly, maybe indirectly. This is more indirect. This is from Wayne Gretzky. It says, "You miss 100% of the shots you never take." And so while you're going to see something today that you may or may not have ever heard of, don't dismiss it because you haven't heard of it or because it's not mainstream. That is where opportunity lies. Opportunity lies in the chances that you take, or the shots that you take when other people aren't willing to take those shots. And that's what one of the things that made Wayne Gretzky so great is he was willing to step up in the big time and take the shot when nobody else was willing to take that shot. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, you could go on the list here of professional athletes that are willing to do that. Now, in your own personal life, in your business life, it is the same thing. Like I said, 90% of the world has never heard of this. That doesn't mean that it's not an opportunity. That's where opportunity lies. Here's the deal. 90% has never heard of this, yet thousands of millionaires have been created already inside of this industry that you're about to take a look at today. So who is Scott Schlemmer? Who am I? Why would you want to listen to me? First of all, I am a 40-year-old entrepreneur, I guess you could say. I've owned businesses. I've been in and around small businesses and startups in the beginning. Most of my professional career, I love small businesses. I love taking them to the next level. I love innovative things. I love strategies that I think that can change the world. Those are the things that I like to look at. But I'm just a regular guy, just like you. I got a beautiful wife you see in this picture. I've got 3 amazing kids. Now this picture is a little bit old. My son that you see there is an infant in that picture. He's actually 11 months old today. So I've got 2 beautiful girls, a beautiful son. I'm a regular guy just like you. I just happen to swing for the fences, and I take some shots every once in a while. When you take shots, you have success. Mark Cuban said, "You can miss 1,000 times. You only have to be right once." And that's how you have to look at it from an entrepreneurial standpoint, or starting your own business from home. I've basically worked from home for the last 4 years, full time, at the desk here that I'm talking to you from. I've got my kids out in the other room. It's Christmas time. We've got family coming into town. Super exciting time for us. We're excited about that. But I get the opportunity, when I hang up with this call today, I get to go hang out with my kids for the rest of the afternoon. I get to go do what I want to do. And I've built that life through taking some chances and looking at opportunities like the one that you're going to look at today. So first of all, the management team, when I look at and evaluate businesses, I like to look at three things. I like to look at leadership, quality of product, and timing. Is the timing right for this? Is the product wanted on the marketplace? And is the right leadership in place? This is our management and our ownership team that you see here. I got to meet all of these guys out in Spain. It was an amazing trip. It was our leadership summit. And I can tell you right now, this is as good of a group of entrepreneurs and visionaries, no pun intended there, that I have ever been around. I left that place absolutely super excited as to the direction. These guys care about the direction of this industry. They care about the direction of this company. And that's what I saw inside of their hearts. We've got experience in small business, large business, the financial arena, the home based business arena. You've got a world and wealth of experience that covers all aspects of what Visionary and Capricoin are needed to have success. So today we're going to talk about, like I said, we all are familiar with the economic crisis that's going on inside of the world today, the collapse of the government or the recession in 2008, and it's never really fully rebounded, and we're continuing to see struggles. And in fact, people are predicting that we're going to be in for an even bigger struggle in the beginning. Today, more and more people, as you see in this little cartoon here, it says, according to our calculations, we can make it if we become a six income family. And now that's a little bit of a funny, but in reality, it's not too far off from the truth. Growing up as a kid, I didn't have a lot of hardships. I came from a dad who was an entrepreneur. He owned his own business a couple of different times, sold them. Was very successful. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and so I was, raised in I would say a comfortable environment where I got to have my kid experience with my parents. My parents got to experience my life. My dad wasn't always gone. My mom wasn't always gone. In today's economy, today's society, people are having to work more and more jobs. Husband and wives both working. Husbands working two, three, sometimes four extra jobs just to make the ends meet, maybe to have a little extra spending money to take a vacation once a year. I didn't want that for my family. I wanted to be able to spend it the way my dad was able to spend it with me and the way my mom was able to spend it with me. And so looking at opportunities like this, over the years has really gotten me to that level. It's given me that opportunity. And so when I tell you that this is something that you want to take a close look at, and you want to eyeball, and you want to get your questions answered because there is an opportunity here, maybe to free you from some of the hardships that you're having, I want you to take that seriously because I mean that. I've been through it. I've been through the ups and downs. I've been through failed businesses. I've been through successful businesses. I've seen a lot over my years. I'm not overly old. I'm 40 years old, like I said, but I've seen a lot. And so this right here could be the eye-opening potential for you to get through some of these hurdles that you're going to see here. Inflation. Wow, how do we sum up inflation? I remember in 1996, getting out of college, I got my first job. I spent 7 years in the golf profession actually out of college. And I think that first year I made right around 26, 27, $28,000, somewhere in that range. And I remember living like a king, or I felt like I was living like a king. I remember the words that I said to myself were like, man, I can't wait till I make $40,000 a year because I am going to have all this extra stuff and this extra money and be able to do whatever I want. I was already traveling the United States. I was already playing golf at some of the best golf courses in the world. I could go out with my buddies. I could do anything that I wanted to within reason, honestly, on that budget. And now, as we grown over the last 20 years, our economy, our world, our country, we're seeing that our money is going less and less and less and less in length. It's shortening. We're not able to do that. I know that 26, 27, $28,000 wouldn't even get you a fraction of what it would have been back then. Look at that grocery cart that you see. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You could fill your grocery cart up in 1998 for 20, 30, 40 bucks. In 2013, I run down to the grocery store, I buy five things, it cost me 40 bucks. That's not even a joke. You can buy two things at a grocery store that cost you $40. Your money is being devalued. The inflation is growing and the value of your money is decreasing. This is a slide and an issue that really hits home with me. Obviously, you saw my three kids there. Their ages 5, 3, and 11 months. My concern for their future and the future of our next generation is extremely high. This pretty much says it all. Will my kids be better off than me? The simple answer right now that experts are telling us is that, and studies are showing, is that they will not be better off than we were. That's really what the reality is. A lot of experts and studies are starting to show that our kids are actually going to be the first generation to potentially live a shorter life even. The job market is going away. The technology has taken over. Your manufacturing jobs are shrinking. Your jobs in the service industry, your sales jobs, everything is shrinking. People are sitting around right now waiting for the job economy to come back, but in reality, it's not. Technology is sucking these jobs up. The ability to make food cheaper and faster and, quite frankly, more garbage and more sugar than ever before is going to decrease the lives of our children, potentially decrease the length of the lives of our children. So my kids are not going to be better off at the rate that we're going. But there are things that we can do individually and opportunities that we can take advantage of within our own lives to help our kids. We can choose to eat the right foods. We can choose to take advantage of opportunities financially and invest our money wisely into things outside of the stock market here in the US, maybe into gold and precious metals and other things, and putting our money into things that are going to be valuable down the road for our family, that we do ourselves. Take the onus on yourself and relieve yourself from the government. That is the only way you're going to make a difference in the next generation. We can see here our U.S. national debt is growing by leaps and bounds. Everybody knows that. We know that we're at a ticking time bomb right now where 19 trillion and counting on a daily basis, some ridiculous $100 million a minute or something ridiculous is what our debt is growing and our deficit. It's just getting crazy, and eventually somewhere there's got to be a breaking point. Somehow there's got to be a breaking point in this whole thing, because you cannot continue to escalate your economy and have those kind of debt levels and be sustainable for long term. When you look at this in 1990, our annual per capita income versus debt, essentially our debt to income ratio was 2-to-1 in the black in 1990 for the average consumer, average family. You look here on this graph in 2009, it's 2-to-1 the other way, 2-to-1 in the red, and it's just continuing to grow in that opposite direction. Ron Paul here, a former U.S. presidential candidate and 22-year congressman, had a great quote here, and this is really what people need to open their eyes to. I believe we as a nation are on the brink of a massive financial crisis, infinitely worse than the crisis of 2008. And that's because it won't be a banking and mortgage problem, but a full-blown currency crisis, the likes of which we've never experienced in this country. The savings of millions of people could be wiped out overnight. The stock market could crash by 50% or more. The way of life we've enjoyed as Americans for 50 years could come to an end. It's not a question of if this will happen, but when. That's right. As the debt continues to grow, as the jobs continue to shrink, as we continue to pile on this fake money and we print money and we have this fake economy growing, we're continuing to put ourselves in a deeper and deeper hole, without a doubt. Like he said in that, the crisis is not just in real estate or not just in technology, which we saw in the late 90s and late 2000s. It's actually a currency crisis. The value of our currencies are starting to drop. And you're starting to see countries devalue the US dollar, which has been the gold standard for 50 plus years. Right here, China approves usage of ruble instead of US dollar for border city. The China-Russia currency agreement further threatens the US dollar. Bankers behind bars, a guided walkthrough tour of the collapse of Iceland's banking system in 2008. Essentially, they were taking on way more debt, inflation doubled, none of the the incomes increased, and there was a huge scandal and a huge crisis that went on in Iceland in 2008. Argentina's debt crisis. Country continues to turns to UN to avoid accountability. Countries are not taking accountability. They're running up debts. They're making fake economies and they're growing these things artificially, which is not going to be good. The Greek financial crisis. We're all very familiar with what's going on in Greece. Zimbabwe's heading for a whole new economic crisis itself. I mean, they've already gone through a huge economic crisis. It's funny because I have a picture actually of a guy that I met when I was in Spain who has a what is it $1 trillion bill, I believe is what it is, $1 trillion bill. That value in Zimbabwe wouldn't even buy you a cup of coffee. So you can see the devaluation of the currencies from around the world. The Greeks lining up for hours just to draw 60 euros. The Greeks are just I guess what I want to say, they're a perfect platform for what the rest of the world is looking and staring right into the face right now. If you have all of your money tied up, for example, in the United States, I'm an American. If you have all of your money tied up in the banking system, in the Wall Street here, and you completely tie it up to the U.S. government, we are going to be in, or you are going to be in, for a hurting unit here coming up very, very soon. I mean, I'm not a doom and gloom guy. I don't think that the whole world's going to collapse and just everything's going to go bonkers, but I think there's going to be some course correction that's going to happen. And it's going to come at the expense of us if we're not careful. Bill Bonner actually has a quote here. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is the solution. So, like I just said, I'm not all doom and gloom. Not everything's going to be completely a whitewash, and we're going to have to completely start over, and everything's just going to be done. But one thing we need to do is continue to evolve. As technology evolves, we need to evolve as a society, and the currency needs to evolve. And Bill Bonner has a great quote here: digital currency is the first improvement in money in 5,000 years. This is an actual opportunity here to evolve something into something new based on the technology growth of what's going on. So today I'm going to introduce you to a new currency, a new global currency, and an instant payment digital solution called Capricoin. So first of all, we want to set the stage here for what is cryptocurrency. Basically, it's your money in a digital form. Take your dollar bill, take that little serial number off that dollar bill, crumple up the paper, throw the paper away, and that's what you have. In its most basic form, it is an e-currency that has a serial number attached to it. There are no fees to use this currency. You can transfer money worldwide instantly in 3 seconds or less. It's protected. It's out of the hands of your government and bank. And this is one of the biggest things that has the benefits to this, is that it can't be manipulated by your government or your bank. It can't be manipulated by a third party. The blockchain technology behind this is so fantastic that they're starting to look at other ways to use this technology through the Pentagon and other things. That's how secure and how good this blockchain technology is. Now, if you don't know what blockchain technology is, don't worry about it. It's not important. You can read up on that later. It's basically how the money is secured. Solution to commerce, government regulations, and transactions fees. All you need to pay, get paid, and transfer money is a phone. It's basically as simple as taking a picture on your phone. Now, most of us who have heard of cryptocurrency have heard of the big dog on the block called Bitcoin. Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency. It was introduced in 2009. There are now more than 2,500 cryptocurrencies, but really only about 100 with any type of value. Bitcoin in 2009 went from worth around 1 cent, less than 1 cent actually, to today it sits in and around, depending on the day, $250 USD. So just think about that. If you had bought $100 in Bitcoins in 2009, it would be worth $2.5 million today. Just let that sink in and register. $100 worth of bitcoins in 2009, we were worth $2.5 million today. Here's a great story in regards to that last comment. A Norwegian man forgets about $26 Bitcoin investment, makes $850,000. He was doing a thesis paper on encryption for his college education and came across Bitcoin, decided to invest $26 into it, forgot about it for a couple of years, saw some information, some news as to the value and the popularity and how it was rising, and went and found out that he actually had about $850,000 worth of Bitcoin. He took some of that money, I think it was about $250,000 or so, and actually went and bought one of the top um, townhomes in Oslo, Norway, in one of the richest districts of Oslo. So, did you know Bitcoin is already widely accepted worldwide as well? It's accepted by more than 300,000 companies worldwide. It's like having a debit card or bank account on your cell phone. So, companies like Dell, Overstock.com, PayPal, Virgin Atlantic, Tiger Direct, 7-Eleven, Expedia, and on and on and on you could go with companies that are now accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment. So you're seeing Bitcoin actually pave the way here. They're pioneering something into the space of cryptocurrency, into this new technology, and doing all of these things for opportunities like Capricoin and other coins to come along and take advantage of. Its Bitcoin is deemed a regular currency by the Australian Senate Committee. It's officially a commodity according to the U.S. regulations. Barclays is actually to become the first bank to accept Bitcoin. You see, every day I'm looking into this and I'm seeing new news and new things that are changing the landscape of what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin was considered a Ponzi scheme, some sort of a gamer's play where gamers online in 2009 were using it to pay off gaming debts. And now it's actually turned into a real thing, something that the government is wrapping their brain around every single day and coming up with new things and new ways to handle this because this is here and it's here to stay. Bitcoin does have some challenges to it, though. It's got no formal marketing strategy. I'll get into that in a minute. It's perceived as an investment, so it's an asset. It's volatile and fluctuating in price. The delay in conversion to global currencies. So if you want to convert Bitcoin into USD, for example, or you want to make a payment with Bitcoin, it can take anywhere up to 6 hours possibly to process that payment. Now, I know most of them go through within a couple of minutes. I think the average is right around 5 or 10 minutes, but it can take up to hours or a couple hours or 2 or 3, 4 hours. And if you want to go buy some Bitcoin on an exchange, I know it can take days to receive that Bitcoin. So it does have some challenges in that regard. It's also very expensive to mine. You have to have your own hardware, software, and electricity. You have to mine this from your very own operation. Now, you cannot even just mine this through your little MacBook Pro like I'm doing this on today. You have to have an elaborate operation in today's society to mine Bitcoin. Capricoin is a new technology. It is a new wave of cryptocurrency. It's a legitimate cryptocurrency. It's available on 3 public exchanges. It's created on true supply and demand. That's how the value for Capricoin is created. It's based on true supply and demand. It's designed to protect and secure finances, like I said earlier, keep it out of the third parties, out of the banks and government's hands and control. It's designed to increase in value, much like the Bitcoin. It's designed to increase in value, and it's designed to be a global digital payment solution. Now, what does that mean? That means that if, as merchants come on board to accept Capricoin, when they pay or get paid, it automatically, instantly converts their local currency. So it takes all the risk out of it from a merchant standpoint, yet it reduces all of the fees for the merchant. Super powerful from a merchant standpoint. It's the world's first MLM on the exchanges with our own blockchain cryptocurrency. So essentially, it is the first cryptocurrency with a marketing strategy. Now, Gary Conner had a great quote, a couple of months back, and Gary Conner is the tenured, successful cryptocurrency advisor for Capricoin and Visionary. He's also the editor-in-chief of Altcoin Today. Altcoin Today is one of the leading newsletters for alternative currencies. He called Capricoin the perfect coin and said that the value could explode within 2 years. So collect as many as you can starting today. So what makes us different? This was a question that I really wanted to elaborate on. Some of the things here that I have real quickly. It's a second generation cryptocurrency. It's an instant payment solution. So it processes payments in 3 seconds or less. Like I said, Bitcoin could take up to several minutes, several hours. No one has the technology nor the strategy Capricoin offers. It has an attractive earnings potential. It's very low to mine, so you don't need any expensive hardware, software, or electricity. Visionary takes care of all the mining for you, and the mining time bonuses that you can earn. But the one thing I really wanted to sum up here is one word. What makes Capricoin truly different and Visionary truly different from Bitcoin and all of the other altcoins that are out there today? I touched on it just a minute ago, and that's right, it's marketing. It is the first coin in the history of cryptocurrency to have a marketing strategy behind it. Now, we all know that what creates value is supply and demand. Now, I want you to think about this analogy here for a minute and how powerful marketing can be. Think about this for just 1 minute. What is the best hamburger you have ever eaten? I'm serious. Think about that. Think about it. Maybe it's down at your local joint. Maybe it's an In-N-Out burger. Maybe it's some sort of cafe somewhere. Maybe it's a barbecue that you went to where you had the best burger ever. What was that burger? Right here, I'm going to guess that nobody guessed the Big Mac. Nobody said the Big Mac. Yet, the Big Mac is easily the best-selling hamburger on the planet today. 550 million Big Macs are sold in the US alone annually. That is about 17 per second. That's how many Big Macs are sold in the US annually. 17 per second are sold in the US. Now, we all know McDonald's does not have the best hamburgers. That's not what we thought of when we said, wow, what is the best hamburger we ever had? You know what McDonald's has? They have the best marketing strategy. When you can market something and have a great strategy behind it, you can create the demand, which can create the value. Now, another great example is this time of year, I know that upgrading to the latest gaming system. Now, I'm not a gamer. I don't play Xbox. I don't even own one or anything like that. I don't know a lot about it. I don't even know what the latest and greatest one is. An Xbox 5, 6, 7. I'm not even sure what it is. But I do know this, that this time of year, right around the Christmas holidays, they make just enough that they can charge whatever they want for those gaming units. There isn't enough to go around. They don't make enough for everything to go around. Apple also does this. They create value based on the marketing strategy that they have. It's not based on being the best. It's not based on being the biggest and being the fastest and being this. It's all about how you can market. And so when you can market something, when nobody else is marketing it, look at how powerful that can be. Look at where Bitcoin went. It's at about $300 today is the value of Bitcoin. And they did all of this. They've accepted over 300,000 merchants. They've done all of this without any kind of formal marketing strategy. And that's what Visionary is behind Capricoin. So to sum it up in one word, what makes Capricoin and Visionary different than every other cryptocurrency, the 100 that have value out there? What makes them different? We're the only one that's legitimate cryptocurrency on a public exchange that has a formal marketing strategy. So there you go, the one word. Bill Gates has a great quote called "The future of money is digital currency." I guess if Bill thinks something's going to be big, it's probably going to be big, and I'm probably going to listen. So how do you get started? What do you do here? So what are the packages? What are the 5 ways that you can get going here? So first of all, there's a bronze level package. Actually, the retail package gives you 1 mining slot in the weekly Capricoin mining pool. It's 25 euros. Most people select one of these packages down here below that. The bronze, silver, gold, platinum, or the visionary package. The bronze level is 97 euros, around $100. That's a very good way to get started, get your foot in the door. You can start immediately. You can start mining this week, and then you're going to want to quickly upgrade to one of the other ones, to silver, which is a very popular choice, to gold, which probably is the most popular choice, to platinum, which is our best, which is a super value, to the visionary package, which is our best value. Now the silver starts at 297 euros, around $300. The gold 897 euros, around $1,000. The platinum's 1,997 euros, is about $2,200 or so roughly. And then the visionary best value package at 5,997 euros, which I think is about $7,000. I want to say somewhere in that range USD. So you've got a multitude of ways here to get started. You can pick your package. Obviously, with all of those packages, you're going to come with different benefits. You're going to accumulate a lot more coins with the higher packages a lot quicker, and be able to accumulate those at a lot faster pace. But I realize that everybody's on a budget, especially this time of year. It's Christmas time. I just encourage people to get started at whatever level that you're most comfortable with. If it's a bronze, get in, get your package bought today. Get back with the person that invited you on this call. Get your questions answered. Get that package bought today. Start learning more. Start educating yourself. I just bought a book today. Actually, just came in the mail today from Amazon. It's called The Age of Cryptocurrency: How Bitcoin and Digital Money are Challenging the Global Economic Order. I know some of the other guys inside of our leadership group here have read this book and said it's outstanding. Literally just took it out of the package from Amazon earlier today. So I'm continuing to educate myself in this, because I know 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 years down the road, without a shadow of a doubt, this is here. It's here to stay, and it's not going anywhere. It's very similar. I love the way Gary coined this. Gary Connor, our cryptocurrency expert, coined this the other day, that Bitcoin is the Netscape of this industry. So when the internet first started, everybody remembers Netscape, and what did it take, like 100 years to download something, like 39 years or something to download things. You had Netscape. And then he compared Visionary and the Capricoin to Yahoo, the next evolution into the the next evolution into the internet space was Yahoo, and then Google, which probably hasn't even been created yet in the cryptocurrency space. That's where we are at with this right now. We are at such an infant stage. There is such an opportunity here. I don't want you to miss out. I want you to at least get yourself educated on it, so you can possibly make a difference in the future of your and your family. Yeah, obviously, as a member here, there's no monthly fees. You pay with a credit card. It's 100% automated. Each package includes mining time and an education program to learn more about cryptocurrency. You have an unbelievable package here of information, and you have an unbelievable wealth of knowledge of people that understand cryptocurrency that are going to be more than happy to help you. This has been an amazing leadership group. I love working with these guys and gals. Great people. It's been a lot of fun. Nobody talks down to anybody. No question is a dumb question. We are, for the most part, all of us are in the same boat. None of us know exactly where this is going to go. That's the beauty of this. That's the excitement behind this whole thing. How do you get started? Get your package today, like I said. Invite people to this presentation. Once you get your package, invite two partners who want to maybe protect their savings and profit from the digital revolution happening right now. That's all you need to do. Invite two people. Get two people to get started. So get back with the person who invited you and get started on this today. So I hope everybody got some great value out of this today. Hopefully everybody enjoyed my take on the one word differential between Capricorn and Visionary, and that's marketing. In one word, we can sum up the differences in marketing. There is a great opportunity here, people. I want you to just take a look for your own benefit. Take a look at the industry as a whole. Take a look at the niche of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and the history, and get yourself educated on it. Get started today mining Capricorn and Visionary. Get two people on this presentation. Get back with the person who invited you and get started today. And I look forward to seeing everybody on the inside. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. And hope to see everybody blossoming inside of Visionary in 2016. We'll talk. Bye for now.